Okay, class, today we're going to focus on the last grammar, the last two grammar lessons. I'm going to do a quick review of sentence structures, and then we're going to do parallelism, and then I'm going to talk about your homework and your test on Friday. So I will do a lot in combining all of that together. So sentence structures. There are four main sentences that we're going to focus on. These should be review. We have the simple sentence, which is the idea of the one independent clause, remembering that independent is this idea of a subject and a verb and can stand on its own. You've seen these samples, you've seen these definitions. It's the same exact slide from a previous video. If you want to write these down in your notes to have them as practice, you can. And I suggest that. I'm not going to give you answers or like show you which ones get underlined or once or twice or anything like that, but this is just purely as a review process, but I would hope that it would go in your notes so that if you need it for Friday, you have it. So compound is two or more independent, and it's always joined by a coordinating conjunction, which we call this idea of fanboys. The next one we have is this idea of complex, so it's one independent and at least one dependent. This is where our subordinating conjunctions come in, so our words like when comes in here. And then the last type we have is complex, which is, let me get rid of this on the screen and move this up. Okay, compound complex, which is it contains at least two independent and at least one dependent. And it does have the coordinating conjunction and it has a subordinating conjunction. So you're looking for two different things here. Now on your test on Friday, you will have a couple of these, and part of your homework is you're going to be working with these as well. Now when we're looking at this idea of parallelism, parallelism is the idea that you are using the same grammatical structure throughout the sentence. So the sentence actually goes noun, verb, noun, verb, noun, verb. Or if it goes article, verb, article, article, noun, article, noun, article, noun. Now, it's the same structure throughout. This is where the anaphora comes in. This is where the asyndeton, polysyndeton, those types of things come in here, and they are a form of parallelism. So it's important that we look at this. Now, if we look at this sentence, Dorinda could type quickly and be accurate too. It's not parallel. It's missing something. So let me grab my pen. I'm going to switch my color really quick so you can actually see it today. Okay, so we're looking for things to be the same, and we don't really have any similar here, but we're listing two things because the and gives that away. And because we're listing, it needs to be in the same type. So if we actually look at the next one, Dorinda could type quickly and accurately. So instead of doing this part, the be accurate to, we instead change them both to be adverbs. Okay, so quickly, accurately, that's parallel. They are both identical in grammatical structure. Okay, the next one. The novel has fast-paced, believable characters, and its dialogue is lifelike. Now, this is correct, as in it's fast-paced. We have this idea of believable, but then when we get down to this last one, and its dialogue is lifelike, it's wrong because it's not in the same shortened verb aspect that it is here. So this one should be and lifelike. Shouldn't be. I'm going to just type this. So what it should be instead is and lifelike dialogue. So to fix this, it's just better if I just type in here. And then we're parallel because then we have the same shortened aspect. We don't have to worry about if something is extra, but making sure that we make that change is important. Okay, it makes it parallel. Now looking at the next one, the ticket was for speeding and driving recklessly. Is it correct? Yes, because they both have the same form here. They both have the same ing ending. They're both written in the same idea. Recklessly goes back to both speeding and driving. So it is parallel in structure. Okay, the next one. We must either raise revenues or it will be necessary to reduce expenses. Now the or here gives you the idea that we are listing again, or we're doing that either or aspect. So the either's here. So we're looking at what's in between those, or what's between and what's after. And we need to make sure that they match. So this one goes verb, noun. So this other one needs to go verb, noun. And we have all this excess here. So instead here it goes, we must either raise revenues or reduce expenses. You can just get rid of this part of the sentence and be completely okay, because you're going noun, you're going verb, noun, verb, noun. So it fits there within the structure itself. Okay, the last sentence I want you to try on your own first before we go over it. So go ahead and write it down and try and fix the parallel structure with it. So go ahead and pause if you need to. Okay, so if we're looking at this, again, we're looking for the hint and the clue here. We have the and. So we're looking at what comes before the and what comes after the and. Okay, now, in order to fix this, we have really two options. My suggestion would be you need to fix the verb, because take and moving don't match. So this one needs to be taking, and that will fix part of it. But I like to have, so in essence, one of the ways you can read is, my sister promotion means that she will be moving to another state and taking the children with her. So you have that as an option. So just changing the verb, that makes it simple. Or you can do moving and taking the move. Never mind, forget my second example. This one's fine, it's perfect. Just change the taking to the take to a taking. Okay, so that's parallel structures, making sure they match and they fit. Very much like the idea of the pronouns and the antecedents, where they have to be paired and matching. It's the same thing with the parallel structure, because grammatically it's going to sound wrong and not make sense. Okay, homework tonight. This is a short video. Homework tonight is, I want you to practice writing sentences. So you're going to take your Wordly Wise 14 and you're going to write me some sentences. I very specifically want you to follow this idea here of, I want you to write one in a specific type. So numbers 1 through 4 will all be simple sentences. Numbers 5 through 8 are compound, 9 through 12 are complex, and 13 through 15 are compound complex. Now I gave you the shortest one here, or I gave you the least number with the longest sentences. Making sure your sentences are parallel is important. Okay. And then the last slide for today that I have, and it's not going to switch for me. Okay, the last slide is basically your study guide. So with the study guide here, these are the main things that are going to be on your test on Friday. So we're going to have this idea of titles. You're going to mark them with quote marks, or you're going to underline or italicize them. There's also going to be capitalization issues in there. And we're going to look at, there will be a section on pronouns and antecedents. That was much like your homework from last night and what we did in class today, where you'll be underlining, you'll be circling, you'll be drawing arrows to different ones. We also have the sentence structures. So like you're doing tonight, where you will be writing your own sentences, but you also be labeling some as compound, compound, complex, and all of those things. Parallelism, you'll have a section where you're fixing the parallel structure, and then you will also have Wordly Wise 14, some multiple choice. Now tomorrow in class we will do some more practice with the parallelism, so you will have that, and this will be what makes up your test for Friday. Okay, reminder that this is your homework, so that you are prepared for that, and I will be collecting it, so making sure you have that, and I will be checking to make sure you have the different styles in there. Have a good night, and I will see you tomorrow.